yesterday when you told me that
Mm.
Inter Milan has experience in the Champions League,
What did you say?
and then I should, I should respect them.
Respect men.
Nah, you know, honestly, I did not expect this
What
result.
what else did I tell you about Inter Milan? I said,
What else did
can
you
you
say?
remember? What else did I say
That
about Inter
Barcelona
Milan?
were boys and Inter Milan were men and they
No,
had
I
experience.
said Barcelona will learn how to defend after this Inter Milan's match. That's what
But
led them. That's what, if not, they should have beaten Inter Milan today.
I
Look
don't
at
know. Though. I don't know because Inter scored from set pieces, right? They
two
scored
set
two set
pieces,
pieces.
two corners,
Mm-hmm.
and one trap, normal Inter Milan trap, which everybody knows about. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
new thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That trap is there. If you
They
fall into the
actually Barcelona could have lost the game. If we're being
and when
honest,
the
they could have
first goal
lost
came in like 20 something seconds,
30 seconds.
30 seconds. So
Mm-hmm.
the trap is I told you about this trap too yesterday. I said Inter Milan always sets trap. They will set a trap. When you come into that trap, immediately once they win that ball,
Mm-hmm.
is people on the wing are the ones that carry that ball. They will find the ball for to this side, wing, and five people, 3 to 5, right?
But
So
but honestly, looking at the game, it was pretty even. I don't really think it
it
was a game
was,
where we would
yeah.
have said like, oh, Barcelona, they will not score in the game. The Inter's
No,
defense was
no,
so
no, no,
good.
no, no, no. They were
Lamin
creating
cooked
chances.
Dimarco.
They
Lamin
missed
cooked
chance. Marco
Dimarco could not hold
missed
Lamin Yamal.
chances.
Like,
There were so
yeah,
many
there were
chances
so
missed
many
today.
chances that
So
Barcelona
many
had that they did not
bars. They had
convert.
like 2 bars, right?
Exactly. But we have to talk about Rafinha's strike. Oh my God.
Oh, that guy has shots in his leg.
Now, Rafinha for Ballon d'Or.
I don't
Rafinha
know.
for Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
He has
yeah, yeah.
passed the amount of goal contributions that Messi has for Barcelona in the Champions League.
How many does he have this season?
20. He has scored 20 goals in the Champions League, right? So in this season, he
This
has
Champions
22
League or totally?
for Barcelona. I think
This
20.
Champions League.
This Champions League. But no, maybe
Okay,
totally. Let's fact check that. Let me not say the wrong thing.
okay, okay.
But then,
No, continue talking. I'll fact check it here.
yeah, but then in this season alone, he has 52. It's GA I'm talking about, 20 GA, right?
Yeah.
Goal and assist. So he has 52 GA in 51 games.
Wow.
Rafinha is the best player in the world right now.
He's good.
He's
He's
really
good.
good.
He's
He's
good.
really
Like,
good.
he's good.
And the assist today, the
He has
assist he was able
12
to
goals in
get
the
in.
Champions League this season.
But what of the assists?
Uh,
Goals and assists.
and
Goals and
nine
assists.
assists. Nine assists.
Exactly. That's how many?
That's
20.
19.
That's
Oh,
19.
sorry.
Oh,
21. Sorry, 21.
21.
21.
21
Apology.
goals and assists.
This achievement surpasses Lionel Messi's previous club record of 19 in a single champ. But the thing is that this
It makes
Champions League had more matches,
Yeah, but still, it makes no sense
right?
to not consider Rafinha as a contender for Ballon d'Or. It makes no sense.
Um, how do I put it now? One thing I will agree with you is that Rafinha can be top 3 for Ballon d'Or, but I don't know if he would win it.
Okay, Rafinha top 3 for Ballon d'Or. Who's your
Yes,
who are the other two people that
I
comes to
don't
your
know who
mind?
is going to be in the final. Who is going to be in the champion? Who is going to win this Champions League?
Okay, let's say PSG gets to the final, which is where I'm leaning. PSG gets to the
Yeah,
final. Who in PSG's squad would
is
you
good
bring forward for
enough.
Ballon d'Or? Who? Dembele, Hakimi.
Dembele cannot. No, no, no.
So who?
Hakimi has been outstanding, but not at that level.
Okay, let's say Inter get to the final. Who in Inter would you
No,
bring forward for
nobody.
Ballon d'Or?
No.
It's
Okay, no.
too
Laruto Martinez.
okay. Sure, one of the three, Laruto.
He has been good. Laruto
But
Martinez has been
still,
good.
if you compare Laruto, compare Rafinha,
But I will
I
say,
will lean more
I
towards
will say,
Rafinha.
Yamin Yama even stands a better chance of winning Ballon d'Or than
The way Lamin was cooking Inter, you're talking about.
ah
I know. Yes, you talk about
man.
experience. Inter, they
Yeah,
are men. They have experience. They've done this before. This is not their first time in the Champions League. This is not their first.
Yeah.
They've got to Champions League final. They didn't win. Against Man City. Whatever. That
Yeah.
didn't mean anything. I told you yesterday. It's
And
who
do you know
shows up
that he
and
was he
plays.
was he was even injured? Like
Yes, they
he
still
was
had to
just
play him.
yeah, they just had to play
And
him
to be
like
honest, even Kunde had to come off. You understand? Like towards the end of the first half,
yeah,
I felt like Barcelona could have scored more goals.
true.
Kunde had to come off. People were injured in this game. Yes, Lautaro had to come off too as well. But then
Mm.
still, it was a very even game.
Lamine
It was a
Yamal has
very
eight
even game.
eight goals contribution. I think Rafinha is actually higher than
It's the
Lamine
front.
Yamal.
It has to
Yeah,
be
he's
like
the
the
front.
front
He's actually the
man.
front runner, right? So
Mhm. And that person that maybe we'll put on that list, maybe Salah, right? Because Salah was, he was good.
true,
This
true,
season was good.
true. He didn't. He will be top three, but they might not give Salah. But we never can tell.
I
He's
feel like
winner
he
of.
deserves it. I feel like he deserves it. Don't you think so?
They might not give him because of the way Liverpool left the Champions League.
But
The way
PSG,
Liverpool.
they were a top side.
Let's not go into that discussion now, right? But
Okay. Mhm.
let's say in this Barcelona Inter Milan,
Yeah.
what did you notice? I will tell you what I noticed. You tell me
Okay.
who wants to go first. What
No,
me I
you go first. You
noticed
go
was
first. Mhm.
I expected Inter Milan to set that trap for them. They fell into that trap early on.
Mhm.
They were surprised by it. It's more or less like youthful exuberance, like younger, like, oh, is this happening to us? Yes, it's Inter Milan you're playing. Wake up, bro. Wake up. This
Mhm.
is the match. You're in the semi-final. Wake up. They're like, oh, this is it. Oh, this is how we're going to go this match. Good. They kept on going. They kept on pressing. Right? What happens? Defensively, not good enough. Set piece.
Mhm.
Right? Like I said, set piece, they were not good enough. But you see the tweak after that second goal. You see, even after the second goal came, but the coach of Hansi Flick made one change. Like he made a tweak. You
What was
notice
that?
they started to he pushed the line further up. Once
Mhm.
they tried that, once he sees that once the counter attack is building, they push the line up. Like
Yeah.
sports line,
Yeah. They
almost
put
at the
yeah, it puts
line.
almost everybody offside.
Yes,
Yeah.
at the line.
Yeah.
Because in that way, because if the thing is that if the line is further back, you give at least 3 people can sit between that line and the last defense,
Yes.
and there's opportunity to run in behind
Yeah. Like
quickly.
the goal that got disallowed, it was because that line was high.
Good.
Yeah.
So he made that tweak in the sense that the line pushed up. They pushed up to almost the halfway line. Do you
Mm.
get? So what that does is that the only option they have is ball over the top.
But Barca was also playing high press. Right. They were
They
also
play high
pressing.
press. Hansi
Yeah,
Flick
yeah.
plays high
No,
press.
in this game, they were
Yeah.
also so the line is expected to be that high. If you're going to be
Good.
pressing, if you're going to
Yeah.
be pressing Inter Milan, you have to have that high line.
Yeah, but
Right.
for the first goal, the line was not very high like that.
Mhm.
Do
It
you
wasn't
get?
very high. Yeah.
It wasn't high because obviously that was the start of the game. They were, how
I,
do I
I
say?
would I'll take a very different take. People might
Okay.
not like this, but I'll take a very different take. I actually think the reason why Inter won was not just
Not one,
because
3-3.
sorry, why Inter didn't lose, my bad, was
Yeah.
not because of just tactically they were good, they were okay. But I think individual brilliance also played a role.
From
Dumfries.
each
Dumfries.
is good.
Dumfries. What was that? What
He's
was that goal?
he's good.
What was that goal?
He's good. when I saw the second goal, I was just like,
I was
bro,
in
calm
shock.
down.
No keeper is saving that. No
It was
keeper
out
is saving
it was
that.
out of anger. He scored that goal. Like,
Yeah,
take
that
it.
was like that felt like yes, I'm going to score today. You know?
Yeah.
So I have to give it to them. Like when it comes to Inter and the talents they have just as much talent as Barcelona. Right? I think it would be
Agree.
disrespectful to Inter to say they don't
Yeah.
have the
They
players. I
don't.
think they
Yeah.
have the players, right? When I was looking at the players, Chananogu,
Yeah. Like,
Dimarco,
who are these
I was like,
guys?
whoa, Dumfries. No, no, who are these guys? I know them, right? Dumfries. I'm like, whoa, Lautaro Martinez. I'm like, actually, I see what Andy was saying. Like, this is not just even their keeper, Soma is very good. I'm like, this is not just a small team. This is a team that deserves to be where they are at, right? And they showed us today. If you
Yeah.
compare the game we
Yeah.
watched yesterday and the game we watched today,
The
this
tempo
felt like a
today was
semi-final.
it was
This was a
Champions League,
semi-final. This is a Champions League
semi-final Champions
semi-final.
League was what we watch.
Yesterday
Was
was child's play. It was
today
child's
was
play.
for the for the neutrals. Today was like edge of the seat stuff. You're just like, oh, what's going to happen now? What's Yami Yamal doing? Oh, what's Danny Elmo doing? I was just like,
The crosses Lamin kept on giving, the dribbles, the everything.
and
I'm like,
but
whoa.
one thing we should commend Barcelona for is that
Mhm.
no matter how deep you sit,
They will find
they
it.
find a way. Oh
Told
my
you.
god.
I told you yesterday.
They find,
I told
like,
you this
I don't
team.
get what they teach them in the academy. I don't get it.
They are
How they
good.
mold them.
Pedri, did you see the cross from Pedri
Ah,
to Rafinha? Nodded it into space, and the
gosh.
tapping from Fermin.
Ah,
Go.
oh my god. And I think that initial cross came from Yamin Yamal.
No, it came from Pedri. The cross came
Oh,
from
it was
Pedri
Pedri.
straight to
Was Pedri.
Rafinha.
Yeah,
Rafinha just
yeah,
nodded it into the space.
yeah,
Like they're a complete team. They are good.
yeah.
And this is
They
this is
just
this is without Lewa.
the
This is without
defensive side.
Lewandowski. This is without
The defense
Lewandowski.
the defensive side is the only thing that I feel, and the keeper, obviously, their keeper got injured. We can excuse that, right? The person that's currently keeping Chesney was at the beach on holiday when they called him. Bro, you want to keep? You want to do it? Go. I'm retired.
We all know
Go, go, go,
Chesney
go, go.
will do Chesney
Ah,
will do
Champions League.
everything, but stay at his line. Chesney will always come off his
I
line.
don't know. And the guy is
I
an
don't know what's wrong
elderly
with
man.
Chesney. Every
At
time he
this
comes off the
age,
line.
let's check out who Chesney is. He's not changed for how
Oh
many
my
years?
days, Chesney.
Let me check out who Chesney is.
Oh my days,
How old is
man.
Chesney? Do you know that that second goal that they scored, or no, the third goal that they scored, if he stayed on his line, he could have saved it.
Chesney.
Right? Yeah. The one that Dumfries nodded in.
No, but that was a good goal. That was tricky.
It was
Though.
good, but
That
at
was
least if
tricky.
he
It was
stayed
hard
on
to
his
save that.
line.
It was hard to save that. It was hard to save that. I think this tie is hard to call. It's hard to call. I think saying one side will go over the other is childish.
It's
I think
hard.
we have to wait. Right now, the advantage is with Inter Milan.
I feel like he's going this kind of game would. I predicted a draw yesterday, right? Chesney is not very old. He's not old. He's just 35. Can you imagine that?
It's not too bad. That's not too bad, actually.
My God, and he retired.
You've made the money. What's the point, right? Why stress yourself?
Yeah.
But yeah, the tie in Milan
It's going
is
to be
going
bloody.
to be
It's going
man.
to be
I
bloody.
was thinking the tie. Yesterday we were talking
It's-
about Luis Enrique's comment and the tie in Paris. Actually, Milan is going
It's
to be
going to be
crazy.
not of Milan will be not of Italy.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Barcelona will survive this. I think this is where you're talking about that experience now.
That's what I'm saying.
That
Yeah.
age, that lack of
You
experience.
saw what
that
Dumfries was
arrogance.
doing. You saw what Dimarco was
Yeah.
doing. You saw like
Yeah.
the way they were
Like
playing. They were not
they
playing
know
as
what they're
if,
doing.
yes, they were not playing as if they were, how do I say it, scared.
They're not scared,
Right?
no.
And
Yeah.
even the first goal, the way they were passing the ball, it looked rehearsed. If you notice, the pass to here, you run here, the pass to here, pass here, it feels like they've been doing it. Do you get? So Inter Milan, let me give my own prediction. If Barcelona escapes Inter Milan, they will win the Champions League. Because it's the toughest tie they will experience in their life.
You've said it. You said exactly.
If they escape Inter Milan,
anything that makes Barcelona get into the final, they are winning Champions League.
that's
they are
it.
winning Champions League.
But they need to overcome Inter Milan, and it's the problem. The fear I have, like I said, is not a one night stuff. It's two-legged ties.
I feel like
It's
yeah, you're right. I feel like the only thing that might stop Barcelona from really taking it over the line is these injuries. If players
yes,
become,
they are
if
having
players are
injuries.
unavailable, for
Yeah,
example, Lamine Yamal cannot
it's
start,
not fit.
cannot
Yeah,
play, is not fit to play,
yeah,
or
yeah,
Kunde had to come off.
yeah.
Kunde
Could
cannot
they
play.
too?
They have to
Yeah,
play Eric, or it's
Lewandowski is not around.
Lewandowski is not around. This can work against
And
them
the
in
thing
the
that pained me, the Ferran Torres or whatever his name was. I just understood why he played for Man City, right, under Guardiola, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I
Did he?
understood why. Yes, I think he did. Fact
Okay,
check
okay.
it. I understood why Guardiola allowed him to go.
Why?
I will explain now. Let me just. I want to just. I know he's the one. Ferran Torres.
Yeah, Ferran Torres.
He played for Man City, right?
Oh, I'm still checking. I'm still checking. You keep talking. Keep giving your points.
So the kind of chances this guy missed, I felt like,
Yes, he moved to Manchester City. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, he's the same person. I felt like I was watching Nicolas Jackson 2.0. I was like, what the heck are you doing, bro? Get your first touch right. Get your second touch right. Like the position you are standing, fine. It's towards the edge of the post. Then why are you knocking it more again? Do you get? So I'm critical of him because obviously I'm seeing the game from my point of view. When we
Mm-hmm.
watch games, we don't just watch for entertainment. We want to watch for individual things we can see players do,
Mm-hmm.
take away, and use it to impact our own players.
Yeah,
Right. So that's it. Like I wasn't if they had a better striker,
they would have won.
they would have beaten Inter Milan.
They would have won. They would
If
have won.
Lewandowski was around, this
They
game
would
could
have
have
won.
ended like 5-3 or 6-3. They could
Yes,
have won.
they would have won. They would
Right?
have won.
So that
Mm-hmm.
was what was killing them.
Mm-hmm.
Laruto Martinez. I didn't really see Laruto Martinez. He didn't play.
He played, but he had to come off at halftime. He was
Yeah.
injured.
So,
Yeah, come off at
but
halftime.
even with that, I didn't really. Anyways, maybe it's just me.
I'm
Laruto,
leaning now towards this might end in a draw.
it will end in a draw. They go to
In Milan, and
penalty.
they'll go to penalties. I feel
Yes,
like
and
it might be that time. Yeah,
yeah. So it's the same thing when Real Madrid played Atletico Madrid, right? Teams like
felt
this,
that
they
way.
don't
Yeah.
they don't back down. If you want to win them, it will be on penalties, right? And it's the same thing with PSG Arsenal. That's why I say we want Arsenal to put up a fight. Even if you go to penalties and you lose, you are justified.
At
Yes,
least you
there
gave
was
it your all.
performance. There
Yeah.
was performance, right? Don't lose like you lose and you lose lying down on your back.
Mm-mm. You cannot.
That's
Absolutely
bad.
not.
That's bad, man.
Absolutely
For
not.
for you, who was the man of the match? If you had to pick man of the match,
Man, I'm in between. I'm in between three players. Three
who are
players stood out to me today. The
mm,
players that stood out to me: Lamine Yamal,
yeah,
Rafinha,
yeah.
and Dumfries. Those are the two players that stood out to me today. And
Dumfries was good. Was
man,
really good.
he was
Really
good.
good.
He was good today. He was good
Yami
today.
Yama was cooking.
Ah,
I don't wish
that
to be a
voice,
defender.
the way he touches the ball is unlike I've seen. I think it's almost Messi like.
Yes, that's what
It's
I'm
almost like a
saying.
hybrid. He almost like it's like
Yes,
a hybrid
that
between
Ronaldo
Messi and
Messi
Ronaldo.
combination
It's like this
is
kind of like
is a bit
silky on the
aggressive,
ball.
but it's still
Yes,
slick
but
a bit.
direct. It's like very
Yeah,
silky on the ball. He's not trying to over dribble. He's trying to
yes,
just create space for the
and
pass,
move and
create
go. Yeah,
space for the cross. He's so efficient with the way he plays. Create
yeah.
space for especially when he scored the first goal. It was very like it's like he wanted to turn and pass. You think, oh, as
Just
he's
like
back.
no, no.
You think,
I'll,
yeah, he
I'll
just obviously just changed his mind. It's like you can't predict him when he plays. I thought he
exactly.
was going to pass. He didn't pass. He just turned around, dribbled this guy, create space. Just it felt like a cross that entered. You didn't expect it. It just felt like a
There
cross
was
that
even there
entered.
was even one that hit the bar.
That was a cross
That hit the bar.
that hit the bar. That could have been a goal.
Oh, just like, oh my God, what's
Wow,
happening here?
is
What's
and
happening
then
here?
the interplay he makes with Rafinha, the chemistry between the two of them
It's
is
so good.
because he was the dummy, right, for the Rafinha strike,
Yes,
where
yeah.
the corner was played.
Just left the
Jumped in,
ball. Yeah,
he
just
just jumped over the ball. Rafinha,
Rafinha has shots. Rafinha has shot. Like,
my God,
oh my God, it's all you
my
be scared of.
God,
But
damn,
today, I like the Champions League of today was really, really good.
it was good.
Really, really. How did you see the referee today?
I think it was okay.
I like this. The guy that ref today
I
is
think it was
always fair.
fair. I think it was
Always
okay. It was
fair.
fair. There were calls. He's like, no, I don't think it's important. I just let's
Yeah,
just keep
yeah,
playing. It's
yeah.
not that. It's not that deep. I think it was fair. It
So,
was good. It was a good game. We enjoyed the game, and
mm,
this is a fixture where nobody can really predict. Like we said, up
yeah,
until the
that
final
day,
whistle in Milan.
that
We
day.
know on the final whistle in Milan, we're like, oh, Barcelona is making it through. Okay, congratulations. Inter Milan, you're making it through. Okay, congratulations. Either side, they deserve to
Mm,
go through. Either side deserves to go to the final. If you look
true.
at Arsenal PSG,
Mm.
people might say I'm
But
an
if
Arsenal
we
hater.
have if we
Well,
have look, I look at it in two
no
school of
more
thought.
PSG. Yeah.
If we have PSG Barcelona, I feel like in the final to be extremely attacking.
That will be a final to enjoy.
Ah,
Dembele against
Enrique
Barcelona.
and Hansi Flick.
Wow, that would be a master class in attacking football. I don't think anybody wants to see. I think it's you attack me, I attack you.
Attack
You
you. That's
attack
what
me,
it's going
I
to be.
attack you. It's
Yeah,
just like
that's what
Inter. It's just like the way Inter Barcelona was like, you score me, I score you. You
for
score me, I
you.
score. The
You
minutes
score
between
me, I
each
score you,
goals,
man, no go vex.
the minutes between each goals. For example, like it was 2-1 for a while, 2-1
Yeah.
for a while, 2-1, and then
Two
Barcelona scored
two. Yeah.
2-2, and then Inter
I think
scored,
the 3-3 was
and then
1 minute difference between
yeah,
themselves.
before you know it,
And,
Barcelona
and
scored.
I think another thing we should talk about, if we have like an Arsenal Inter Milan final.
I thought about that today.
I feel like to be cagey and boring. I don't know. Maybe it's just
It will
me.
be say it. It will be boring.
Cagey,
It will be boring.
boring. Or just be like, oh, is this a final? Right?
It will feel like a final. Probably be
Yeah, obviously.
goalless. Probably be goalless. But then I actually think there are two sides that are great with set pieces. Inter they can score set pieces. Arsenal we know them.
Extremely well in set piece.
Yeah,
And
but
Arsenal.
Arsenal we know them. They're
Mm,
the corner kings. They can score corner. They can score set. They can score free kick.
yeah,
They're
that's true.
tricky. So
Yeah.
I think it's still not going to be. Although we expect it to be boring, it's
It
still going
might
to
not
be a
be.
final, but that might not be boring. It actually
Yeah.
might be one where they might actually score, and it might actually be a draw. It might actually go, to extra time. Might actually get to penalties. I think the four teams we have right now, in general, in this semi-final, are
Mm,
solid teams. You know,
extremely. They deserve to
anyone
be there.
winning, yes, anybody that wins the Champions League out of these four, they deserve
They
it.
deserve it.
Because
Yeah. They
yeah, I
deserve it.
might I might give Arsenal a lot of stick, but they're a good team.
Yeah.
PSG, they're a complete team. One of the
What
best
of if
fighting
we have
teams.
an Arsenal Barcelona final?
I think it will also be a very, very interesting game because Barcelona, right? They will want to attack, they will
Attack,
want to
attack,
play.
attack.
And I don't know if it's just me, but I want to see a Lewis Kelly against Lamine Yamal. Is it just
Ah,
me? Is Skelly
I
against
think
Lamine Yamal?
they are age mates, right?
Let us see the battle of the younger people, the young stars.
He's going to cook him.
Who will cook who?
Anyway, Louis Kelly is good. Louis Kelly is good.
Don't disrespect Skelly like that, bro. Don't disrespect Skelly like that.
Louis
What?
Kelly is good. Louis Kelly is good.
Skelly? Who cook? Lamine will cook Skelly? I don't
Okay,
think so.
he say Yami Yamal, Louis Kelly. What of Yami Yamal and this guy that plays for PSG, left back for PSG? What's his name?
Nuno
Mendes.
Mendes. Mendes.
Ah,
Oh my
Nuno
goodness.
Mendes will carry padlock and chain.
I actually
Chain
don't think
Yami
so.
Yamal and throw
I
it in
don't
the
think so.
sea.
I actually think Lamine can actually cook Mendes.
You
The,
sure?
I actually feel so because honestly, like when I look at Mendes against Salah, he can hold Salah. Like when I look at Mendes against wingers that are more ball to feet wingers that
It's difficult.
they are good with their feet. They like to hold the ball on their feet and they can dribble. It's
Dribble.
difficult. But when it comes to space defending, Mendes
Oh,
is great
Mendes is
in
good.
space defending.
Yeah,
You cannot
yeah.
expect a long cross and get the ball in
Nah, it's
space.
not that's
You're
cheap
not winning
now.
that air ball. You
Yeah,
know,
it's true.
man to man, if we go 50-50 for a
We'll
ball,
fight
I'm
fight
winning.
for it.
Mendes is
Yeah,
winning that ball, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Lamine Yamal is not doing that with you. He wants the ball on his leg
Omo, face to face, let's go.
and he'll cook you. He'll
Man
cook
to man.
Mendes. The only person I feel like would be tough for him would be Skelly. I think Mas Louis Skelly is just brilliant.
Skelly is strong, but
He's
the only
brilliant.
problem I have with Skelly is that Skelly can be red carded in that game.
He overcommits.
Before
He
you know it, he will
overcommits.
just swipe. He can swipe the
He's
Yamal.
taking
Yellow card,
you and the
yellow card,
ball
and
and everybody.
yellow card 20 something minutes. Then Ateta will just be thinking, hey,
Oh
what
my
do I
god,
do?
what do
What
we
do I
do?
do?
What do we do?
60 minutes. Maybe he's about to score one hot counter attack. He will now hold the
Yeah,
shirts. Yellow
yeah,
card,
but
bye.
Skelly is reliable, and I think he's a very, very good player. But man, this tie is crazy. You guys, let us know, what do you guys think of the game?
Yeah.
Inter
Let's
Milan,
know.
Barcelona, these two sides,
Was
Barcelona,
the
Inter
game
Milan.
was crazy.
It didn't
Was
feel like Barcelona had any home advantage. You didn't feel like you were playing at the Barca's house.
I didn't
Nobody
feel
didn't
like
feel
I
like
was at
that.
the Camp Nou or
It
right.
felt like we're on a neutral ground and
And that
everybody
and
was just
that's the thing.
fighting to.
Did we really hear the fans?
I mean, I didn't pay attention to the fans, but then it still didn't. The way they played, it still
Hmm.
didn't feel. Honestly, it felt like a final.
That's maturity.
It felt like a final.
They've been playing like if your fans are there, so what? I don't care about them. DeMarco will do DeMarco things.
When you watch the Arsenal versus PSG, you're seeing people doing like this. Everybody's doing like this.
Is it
Like this. Ateta is doing like this to the fans. To shout.
Omo fans? Everybody just
Everybody shout, shout. But no, I didn't see anybody really do like this.
raise which hand. It's battle of tactics we saw on the pitch. Nobody was raising hands
Wow.
to fans.
No, but respect him, Zagi. Respect.
That's what I told you. Like the guy
He
is
knows what he's
just
about.
he's a coach.
He's
He's a
tactically sound.
coach.
He's tactically
It's a pity that the way he's going, 4
Mhm.
games left, you allowed Conte to climb on top of you with 3 points. To be hard.
Mhm.
Conte doesn't. Conte is the kind of guy that he's been looking for this opportunity to
Mhm.
climb, to just be on top. You know, he was ahead before.
Mhm.
Start of the season, he lost few games. Inter
Mhm.
came on top. Then he's been chasing him aggressively. Then you now lost 2 games back to back. That's the end of the title. He's now
But
moved
even
like
before this start, people were like, Inter, they're not informed. They lost 2 games.
yeah.
They don't really have the best form. They cannot win in
They
Barcelona's
didn't
house.
they didn't play like they were
This
not
was
informed.
this was a game where Barcelona were they were chasing the whole game. There was
Chasing.
never a time, if you
Yeah.
for those that watched the game, there was never a time in this game that Barcelona was ahead.
Ahead. No.
There was never
No.
a time. They were
2-0 from
chasing
2-0, 2-1, 2-2. Or rather
2-2.
0-2,
Yeah.
1-2, 2-2,
Mm-hmm.
2-3, 3-3. So it was really yeah.
It was a really tough game.
But I don't know, like this. I don't know. I'm just looking like the Champions League of today brought back how Champions League used to be.
Used to feel.
Yes,
Mhm.
when men played when you go, we are the champion. On your seats, you feel that Henneken vibes. Do you get what
Henneken
I'm saying?
vibes.
The
Champion.
if your team is playing,
The
your heart
goosebumps.
will be leaving your chest.
You're like,
With
God,
every
I'm
kick
about
of
to
with
lose.
every kick of the game, you're just like, why is this guy doing like this? That's how this this game was.
Oh
It
my
reminded
God.
in fact, I started it took me back as if I remember when I watched Mourinho's Inter Milan.
Mhm.
This felt like a modern team compared to
Mhm.
those guys. They were
Yes,
like
yes,
wall. Those guys were like
yeah.
wall.
This feel
Can't
like we
compare
don't
this.
want to just defend. We want to steal the game.
Yes, so it's more like they are more flexible, they
Play
are
out the
changing
back.
quickly, they
Yeah.
are reacting,
Yeah.
but
Mhm,
still
mhm.
the defensive side of the game
Sound.
is sound. They wait, and they pounce.
I
That
noticed that
trap is there.
I noticed
I
that
call it the inter trap.
I noticed that they put 2 people on Yamal. Did you notice?
Yeah.
It
After
was not
some
just
time,
it was not
yeah,
just Dimarco on
yeah,
Lamine
because
Yamal.
it's 3, then it's 5.
Oh,
Three,
interesting.
5, and then 2. So you have Dimarco, then you have
Mhm.
this other guy trying to coming back. Two of them were
Mhm.
helping,
Yeah.
right? So
And Dimarco immediately Lamin just touches the ball, it just comes up tight.
immediately,
It's right there at his back. Doesn't
yeah.
want him to turn. He doesn't want him to make that turn. So it's almost like you receive the ball, I want you to pass it, you know? So
But I think looking at the performance of Yami Yamal today
mhm.
and the performance generally of Mbappe in the Champions League, would you say? I know, when Ronaldo and Messi left, we are still waiting for people to sit on that throne. Sit on it, like sit on it, let it be your throne. Then we expected Haaland, right? We tip Haaland to be Haaland and Mbappe, and Ronaldo came out and said something that shocked us then. He said, if I was to pick someone between Haaland and Mbappe, I'll pick Mbappe because Haaland, without De Bruyne, he can't really make things for himself. But like, bro, what's this guy saying?
We're seeing that.
But when a legend like Ronaldo says that,
Mhm.
this guy is 40 something years. He's been playing for like 24 years. Started playing from like 17. It's like 30 or 40 now, right?
Mhm.
And he's right, right?
I don't think we've gotten to the point right now in modern football where we
Yeah.
can like point out that those players,
Yeah.
and
See,
point out a clear
see,
rivalry and say
yes.
this guy, this
These
guy
guys, these
against each
guys.
other. You know,
Yes.
we don't have that strong, because
I,
Ronaldo,
I'm having,
Messi had a
yeah,
cult fan base and cult
yeah,
following.
yeah, yeah,
Where
yeah.
people are like, I'm a Messi fan, I'm a Ronaldo fan. We don't have
Fan,
that
yeah.
right now. I don't think we have that with any
No,
player.
no, no. But Yami Yamal is currently giving us that vibe.
He's giving us that potential, like he could.
Yeah. He's giving
But
us
no,
that vibe.
it crossed my mind today, right? I
Mm,
was like, this guy at
mm.
such a young age, right?
Young
How old is
age,
he? He's
yeah.
like 17, about to be 18 or something.
I can
At
check
such
that,
a
yeah.
at such a young age, he's
Yeah,
playing at the highest level, right? He's
yeah.
very competitive, and he's doing things that I don't really think any other 17-year-old is doing right now. Maybe they are, but we don't know. On this stage, right? At this age,
Mm.
is crazy, right? But then the fear I have is, what if he gets injured? Can he bounce back from an injury? Because we had this kind of vibes, when we saw Pedri and we're like, man,
He's
Pedri might
actually
be
17. He's actually 17 years old.
yeah, he's 17. And when
He will
Pedri
turn he
when
was born in
Pedri
July 13.
yes, when Pedri came,
Yeah.
everybody was like, Pedri got injured.
Pedri, yes, there was so
We're
much
like,
hype on
oh, there was so
Pedri,
much hype
yeah.
on Pedri. Pedri got injured ACL. He came back. He's still okay. He's still good,
But
right?
not at that level
But
again.
not at when we were like, man, this guy's a
Yeah,
magician. This guy's crazy.
yeah,
So
yeah.
my fear is like, I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. I don't want an injury to take out Lamine, right? But the
Mm.
problem with playing young stars almost every time is like you're making them so susceptible to injuries and all these things, right? So
True,
that's what
true, true.
concerns me. But then I want to say, give it 2 seasons. If two
Yeah,
seasons after where we are at currently, Lamine
yeah.
Yamal is performing at this level or even higher,
Damn,
charge it. He
crazy.
is the next person in line to take the throne, to sit on that throne
I
and say, you are
I
the best
I
player in the
I,
world.
I think what he needs to do, like what he did today, come in, your team is down. Austin just dropped a comment. Your team is down. You just be that magician. Do you get like
Make
when
things
Messi did?
happen out of nothing.
Yes, Ronaldo did it for Real Madrid, did it for Man U. Messi did it for Barcelona countless times. Hazard did it for Chelsea,
Mhm.
right? So just
But
be that.
Lamine did it. Lamine showed us today with that
Yes,
first
that's what
goal.
I'm saying,
That first goal
right?
was quite,
In
you
Inter
know,
Milan, I think they had 4 shots on target. They
was it
had
for?
4 shots on target. I think so.
Austin is very efficient.
That's what I'm saying.
Fair. It was very efficient. Baka had
10
our
shots
attention on
on
target. Yeah,
target. Barcelona had
it was
10.
so hard for Baka to score. Like I didn't, when I was making my comments yesterday
Mm.
about Inter Milan,
You've not
I
ever
didn't
seen them
really.
play.
I've not, and you mentioned this. You're like, have you seen Inter play in recent times?
90 minutes. I said, have you
And
watched
I was
them
like,
90 minutes
90
play?
minutes.
And you
Yes,
told me
I'm like,
no. I was
I
like,
watched
bro.
highlights of them. I don't really
No, no,
follow
no.
them like that, but I was pleasantly surprised. This Inter Milan team, from the
Trap.
keeper down to attack, you guys watch out. They are complete. They are actually
They
dangerous.
are the masters of
They are,
trap. They say
they are right
traps.
right now. With out of the 4 teams, Inter is the most underrated team in the Champions League right now.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
Everybody needs to be
Yeah.
scared because if Inter should get to that final,
Ah,
anything that makes Inter go against Arsenal or PSG, they are not Arsenal or PSG are not winning Inter. Forget about it. With what we
be
saw
hard.
today, now
Be
forget
hard.
about it.
He
Inter
said
had
Austin
7
is saying
shots.
Baka should pray for Lewandowski to. Yes, that's what I said.
They
Right?
need it. They need
I
it.
said
They need it.
striker.
They need Lewa.
Striker is the issue. Is it Ferran Torres?
Ferran
Average,
Torres.
right?
They need Lewa back.
If they had a better striker, this game could have ended 6-3 in favor of Barcelona, right? Inter Milan they've always been efficient, so can't really.
Yeah, Inter is
Yeah,
about three
yeah,
times more exactly. They are so
yeah.
efficient with the way they play. You almost
Yeah.
felt like they let Barcelona do their thing, conserve energy,
Do anything you want to do,
block
play.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Just make sure you don't concede. Make them cross, not it out. Make them pass, kick it out. Play cross. Summer is
They
just there, catch the ball.
catch
I'm
the
like,
ball.
the amount of crosses that Summer was catching from the air. I'm like, what is this game? Because in my mind, I
Yeah.
was like, once
And
Lamine gets to that corner and crosses in, Rafinha to not, it's like they knew that was going to happen. Someone is just there,
catch the ball.
That's
That's
it.
all. Shut down. And the problem is, if you allow Inter Milan to make three or four complete passes,
Yeah.
there's a high probability that from that fourth, fifth, any other passes you are making them make is in your net. You are going to pick that ball up.
Yes, sir.
You are going to pick the ball in your net. So that's the key thing for them. Like, they allow you play, you have the ball, they are setting traps. You practically have 3 people at the back. You have, what am I even saying? 5. It's just 5-5. It will be 5. 5 here, 5 in the midfield. But you see those 5, they are not just 5 in a straight line. Right? It's more or less like 4. Then there's one person that just hangs a bit forward. So if there's a break from one side, they walk the ball inside within those people. Immediately they become like a spider web. They just open up like
it just becomes like
they open up like this, like
we
spider
see
web,
a lot of people running
and they walk
to
the
the
ball
attack.
inside quickly to the wing. Most likely they want to go to the wing first, and they are
Yes.
running because obviously you were pressing them, and they are crossing in. Hello, who is S? Nice to have you,
SSB. Hello.
SSB.
Hi.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that's the thing with Inter Milan, right? That trap is always there. They've always been doing it. Inzaghi has always
I
been
was
doing it.
pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. This game was a masterclass.
So I'll ask you this question, because we had this argument yesterday. Does experience matter?
Here we go again.
Yesterday you said, "Oh, experience does not matter. This. Do you get what I'm saying?"
I don't think experience matters all the time.
Okay.
Barca defense really let them down today, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Yes,
Right?
it let them down. But to be honest, we all know that Barca, they had injuries, right? Kunde had to come off. A lot of injuries. Barca faced some injuries and stuff. No, not a lot, but they faced some injuries. But yeah, the defense really let them down.
And like I said yesterday, I said one of the things in Barcelona will learn today is how to defend. They will learn, but Inter Milan will teach them how to defend. Set pieces, they were not great.
Horrible. Arsenal,
experience
Barcelona, they are
matters.
horrible. They are horrible in set
Yeah.
pieces. I think the boys are too short. I don't know because
They are all tiny. They are
Dumfries
tiny.
against. When I saw the size of DiMarco.
See the leap.
I saw the size
of Dumfries.
Don't even go too far to Dumfries. I saw the size of DiMarco when they were next to Lamine. I'm like, is it this small boy and this old man? This DiMarco looks like he's pushing 40.
They say in the gym and they carry weight.
It's like they're in the gym lifting weights. to hit you. I'm like, what is this? What is this game that they're playing in Italy? Because it seems like Italy, they don't really score goals like that.
SSB is saying, he said, and Inter Milan should be kicking themselves for not holding.
They
That's the only
should
thing I
be,
fault them,
but yes, but
right?
that strike from Rafinha,
Was too good. Was too
that
good.
strike was world class.
Too
You
good.
know,
Too good.
I don't know any keeper that would have saved.
Too
Anyway,
good.
it didn't go indirectly, right?
And and
But
and
that
the
was
problem and the problem is, like I said, like you said, actually, no matter how much you sit back, Barcelona always find a way.
they will find a way. I told
They
you. I
will
told you they'll
find a
find a way.
way.
But let's go back to the question you asked me about experience. I don't think it matters all the time, but
Mm,
at certain moments it does, right?
okay.
And this was a game where Inter did not lose this game, not just because of experience. They didn't
Yeah.
lose this game because they had the experience, but they also had the men and
Yes.
the tactics, and they executed it very well,
Very well.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, they did not hold on to the lead. Why? Because Barcelona, they are a very good team. They
Yeah.
have a lot of world class. They are not a
Individual
lot. They have
brilliance.
really
They
good
have
players.
intelligent players,
They have really intelligent players and world
right?
class players at this point, right? Rafinha is world class. I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
deem Rafinha world class. Without
Austin is
playing
saying
left,
Inter focuses on their strengths, which is strong people in the. Yes, man.
and that
You
is what I
Ram, you
noticed.
listen to Ram. The way he's looking is like one hungry guy waiting to pounce. Like if
Those
you
guys
make
are
it,
MMA
you make
fighters.
mistake.
Those are not
You
soccer
saw
players.
Thuram's goal now.
I saw his goal.
The
Yeah,
back heel.
yeah,
It was
with his legs.
it was the first goal, right?
It was the
Thuram's goal
first goal.
was the
Yeah, it
first
was the
goal.
first goal. Like,
That guy
man,
is hungry.
those guys. Those
Hungry.
guys are MMA fighters. They are lying to us that they are soccer players. Those guys are heavyweight champions. Let's see. It's not height. It's organization of defense. Why is Pedri marking him not a defender? Why is the keeper not calling for the ball?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
True,
that's a
true,
very
true,
strong
true,
point. That's a
true,
very
true,
strong point.
true.
That's a very
And
strong
that's what
point.
I said
Right.
yesterday. I said
Yeah, that organization.
defensively, Barcelona, and this is where the age comes into, because
Yeah.
there's something. Hansi Flick is an experienced coach,
Yeah.
right? But there's
Mhm.
some things he cannot coach. He can coach most things, but there's some things you have to learn yourself, experience it,
To
right? What
know.
am I? Yes. What am I to do next? Where should I be? All those sort of
Actually,
things,
yeah,
right?
experience matters. Actually, I changed my mind. Experience does matter.
Yeah.
Experience does matter because yeah, at the end of the day, when you guys are so close tactically
Mm,
and so close in terms of talents, what
yeah.
will really take you over that line will have to be experience and
Experience.
mentality, right?
Yeah.
And that mentality too comes from experience. So thinking about it more deeply, actually, experience matters. Flick's highline consists goals when units are made. The chemistry is the same. It reminds me of Club
Yeah,
LC
yeah.
Highline.
I think you mentioned it. High
That's
octane
true.
football,
That's true.
high line.
High line, high press, like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it experience matters with chemistry as well. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like it matters with chemistry as well. But
Yeah.
when you get to a point where the two teams are so close in talent, in
Yeah.
ability,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
experience is that like that icing on the cake that just puts that team over the line. And that's
Yeah.
why now that I'm looking at this, if we should go back to predicting what will happen in Milan,
Mm.
I'm sorry to say, man, I might switch sides and lean towards Inter Milan.
Inter
This is
Milan.
strange. I don't like to change, but I might switch sides and lean
Yeah,
towards Inter.
but like what SSB, we don't know your name. We just use SSB because that's what shows up. What
Yeah.
SSB is saying is, he says his last comment was
Mm-hmm.
okay, props. So the high line is the issue I have now, right?
What's the issue with Thailand?
So the first goal, it felt like the line was not high enough. But the problem is, the more you push, we've seen this thing with Tottenham Hotspurs, even with the higher that line is, the more energy you have to exert in
To
front
run.
to
Yeah,
win
yeah.
that ball, because
Mm-hmm.
any ball over the top, you have
Mm-hmm.
a players that can run. Any ball over the top,
Mm-hmm.
you're done and dusted. It's probably going to go in if you know how to. Austin is saying Inter has the advantage.
They do. They do. They do. They do.
They do because
Experience at
yeah,
home.
yeah.
Playing the way they play today, like SSB was saying, if they can figure out why they conceded and keep
Mm,
on to that lead, and shuts down Barca.
And you know Inter Milan had a disallowed goal to make it
Yes,
4-3.
by the toe. I'm like, by the actual toe.
That's what I'm saying. So, oh my God, next leg, the next one will just
Yo,
be. You should be
yeah,
prepared.
next line is going to be bloody.
It's
It's
going
going to
to
be
be bloody.
crazy. It's going to be crazy.
SSB saying, say Inter tactically did
Did
not
not
get
get
it
it
right
right
today.
today, in my opinion. If you're
If you are to,
2-0 up,
yes, that's
why
what
are you
I'm thinking.
defending
Two
in a low
zero. Why
block?
would you be
Slow
defending
the
in
game down,
true?
possess
Slow
the
the game
ball.
down, possession.
But I
True.
have to say,
Yeah,
let's talk about this actually, because
yeah.
I was, I was thinking in my mind, like, they tried to possess the ball and play out the
But it
back.
was
I
hard.
noticed it was hard for them to do
It
that.
was hard.
It was hard
But
because
they were
that
too
press,
like they were too the low they were too deep inside their box
yeah,
18.
they were too deep,
Yeah.
but they needed to be that deep. I felt like almost like Baka had pressed
No,
them
no,
back.
no.
You don't think so? You
I
don't
don't
think
think
so?
so. I don't think so because there's a if you watch Unai
Mm-hmm.
Emery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even when he's trying to defend, you
Yeah.
notice that they are not like two back. He squeezes the pitch in his own half. He
Mm-hmm.
squeezes the pitch a bit, make it a bit tight. Like everybody's cramped inside one very small space. Then
Mm-hmm.
there's a space at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Martinez behaves like a sweeper keeper,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have any luck with moving the ball around. The only thing is that you have to that ball over the top would you have to do that ball over the top, and probably Martinez will come out to pick it, right? But the moment you keep moving back,
Mm-hmm.
you practically invite Yami Yamal to your box 18, and that's where he was at the edge of the box, right?
I don't know, man. I just feel
Right?
like Inter didn't, when you think of a team like PSG, maybe they have that ability to like pass the ball around, possess, because
Mm.
but Inter didn't feel like they had that ability to really possess the ball like that. You get what I'm saying? Like they didn't really feel like that.
Austin is saying,
Yeah.
say all these offsides, the
A
tire person.
semi-automated
It's
offside line,
semi-automated now.
semi-automated, like there were a couple of times where Inter defenders didn't pull the trigger
True,
forward.
true.
But
Yeah, true.
fair,
Yeah,
fair, fair,
because
fair.
the pace is, and that's what I said, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you have people that can, that's why I miss Laruto Martinez too. I didn't really see, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Laruto Martinez is a bit pacey, right? But I just
Yeah,
felt
he
like
couldn't
I
run
didn't really,
today. I don't know if it's hamstring or what, but
yeah, I
he
didn't
couldn't
really
run.
see,
It so
yeah.
came off. Yeah, Baka need to. I know, right? To score, I guess it's to score. He was trying to say they had to
Okay.
overwork to score. Um, and it cost Baka a lot of energy. Inter players are big. They are big and strong.
Strong. Yeah, they're big
Inter
and
players
strong.
are big and strong. Man, that's
They're always
crazy.
at the gym 4 times a week.
Inter was too deep. Honestly, I don't think Inter thought they would go to into.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think anybody
everybody was
expected that.
surprised. I think what they were expecting was defend, 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 defend. Second half will come out. But unfortunately, 30 seconds they had one. So there was no plan.
There was
Do
no
you get
plan.
what
There
I
was no
like?
plan
What I said is,
actually.
I don't
Yeah,
feel they had a plan. Like, oh, we're 2-0 up. What next do we do? Do you get? There was no
yeah.
plan.
There was no.
Do you
There
get?
actually was no plan. There actually
Yeah,
was no plan.
I think the major plan was, oh, guys, as we go out now, defend, defend,
Mm-hmm.
defend. We'll try and
Mm-hmm.
nick one goal.
Yeah,
Then we'll come
and
back
then
for
we come
second
back and
half
defend.
and defend, defend for our lives.
Let's just
But
get over the line.
unfortunately, after 25 minutes, they were 2-0. So it's more a
Like,
case like,
wait, this is strange.
yeah, this is true. What should we do? Should we attack? Should we defend? Should we? They were just inside their box,
Oh
practically inside
man,
their
they're
box.
inside the box. They are set to clear out the passes in the box.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Inter defense like Mourinho's team. Yeah, they really defend. They really defend. Wow.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be crazy in Milan. Let's see this comment. Who's the black?
Oh,
Is that
is
Dumfries,
it?
right?
It's
Oh,
Dumfries you are talking about. It's Dumfries.
Dumfries. That's
That's
Dumfries.
Dumfries.
Dumfries is like, he's not like is he a right
It's
back or a
Dutch.
left back? Is
It's
he right
right
back
back.
or left back? A right back,
Yeah,
right? Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
Dumfries big, tall.
Dumfries is crazy.
Yeah, Dumfries is
Yeah.
Dumfries is crazy, man. But
Dumfries is
wow,
another level.
another
Like he's
level.
yeah,
Yeah, you
Dumfries
were
is good.
asking me like who do you think will win man of the match, and Dumfries came to my mind honestly. Like that standing ovation too he got when they subbed him out, I was like, yeah, he did well.
But who was the man of the match from the game? Do we know
I
the
can
man
check.
of
I
the
can check
match?
that. I can check that. What's the man of the match from that game? Champions
So
League.
check. So
Uh,
yeah, it's just I don't know this. So let's predict, everybody on the chat. Let's just drop our comments. Like if you were to Austin is saying
remember I said Yamal. Remember I said Yamal. That
yeah,
Yamal. I also said it
Yaman was
too.
the best player.
Best player
Yeah.
is Yamal. Yeah. I
If
felt like it was Yamal.
if you were to look into your, we're not saying look use a crystal ball, but if you were to look into next week and they say let's say you missed the game, you didn't watch the game, you slept off on that night, which I pray doesn't happen to anybody. You missed that Inter Barca game. Don't
Man,
miss it.
don't miss
Right?
that.
Who would win? Who are you? Who is going to win that game? Who is going through?
You guys, tell us. Who do you think is going to win
Who is
second
going
leg?
through? Who is
What are your
going through?
predictions? He said after the game, let's tackle these comments. After the game, the stadium was quiet and backup players didn't look happy. I think yeah, they did. They
They
did.
did. They did
They did. They were
actually.
expecting to win. They were expecting to win going to Milan because they knew that
Yeah,
they, at least I
Milan.
feel like they know they won't win in Milan, or it will be
Yeah,
difficult for them to win in Milan.
Milan will be. What they saw this one was just prelude. In Milan, it will be much harder.
It will be crazy. Yeah, the
Austin is
Philippines.
saying Inter Milan would win.
Is it?
He changed his
I
mind.
think it's
He was
Inter.
part of the Barcelona crew. He
Yeah,
changed
even
his
me too.
mind.
I changed. Even me too. I changed my
Me,
mind.
I've always.
Even me too, I had to change my mind.
I told you yesterday.
I
What
had to
did I
change my
say?
mind. I had to change my
I
mind.
said. I said. Two key things. As I said, Barcelona will learn how to defend,
Mm-hmm.
and the next thing is that Inter Milan, they will be the most difficult opponent they've ever met. I'm not sure they will go through. That's what I said yesterday, right?
I think
I expected a draw today,
I
right?
think
So
Inter have what it takes to remove Barcelona, and this game showed us they have what it takes to
yeah,
remove
yeah,
Barcelona.
yeah.
And it is right now 3
Mm,
3 is still very open, right? Going into Milan is still very open, but
mm.
with that advantage and experience, I think it's Inter's game to lose. That's my opinion.
Exactly,
It's Inter's
exactly.
game to lose.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
anything that makes you go to penalties, that's
You
where
don't want
that
Barcelona
mentality
to score
comes in.
you after 10 minutes, right?
Yes, yes. They do 7 shots, 3 on target, 3 goals. It's crazy. It's crazy. 7 shots, 3 on target, 3 goals. That's kind of sick.
That's
That's actually
crazy.
kind of sick.
So it means that most of the time they got forward and they had a go at the keeper, they scored.
They scored.
Damn, that's mad.
They
That's
scored.
mad. That's mad. That's mad.
They scored.
I
Yeah.
think this week, if I was to advise Hansi Flick, we will advise Hansi Flick here before we go. If I was to advise Hansi Flick, this week would just be defensive training with defense set piece. Like
Yes.
get your defensive code. That's what we are doing all week. Set piece. Let's go. We're defending set piece. Let's go.
Yeah.
Morning,
Yeah.
afternoon, night. Free
Mm-hmm.
kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Start practicing your free kicks.
Very important.
Right? So because you
Mhm.
will need it in your back pocket. Go and ask Declan Rice. You will need it.
You need right now. You know what they say, right? Defense is what wins
Yeah.
you trophies. So I think it's important for Barca to not concede in Milan. Anything that makes Barcelona concede a
The way
goal,
they like
two
they should
goals,
not.
they will
Yeah,
not get
yeah.
this opportunity to
Nah,
come back again in the game.
nah, nah.
They absolutely would not.
Yeah.
Let's read this comment. Inter has advantage in my opinion. Second leg, Inter will be tighter, more compact, defend better. And Barca, where I was reading that comment, and Barca won't get as many chances in Italy. That's true. Next one, the issue is Inzaghi will make changes, Flick will not.
And that's
But what
true.
changes though? What changes will Inzaghi make? What changes would he make right now? I know Lautaro will probably
Inzaghi.
not be in the second leg.
No,
But what
that's what
changes
I'm
will
telling you.
Inzaghi make? Is
Inzaghi
it
has a
tactical
team.
changes?
He has a team of men that he can throw on, and they do exactly what he wants. They will do that job.
But what changes though? Like, is it in terms of players or in terms
In
of
terms of
tactics?
players, what I think what SSB is saying in
Yeah,
terms of
SSB,
players,
let us know what changes you're
yeah,
thinking.
you probably me. I don't know, but let's hear what he says. You or she
Mm-hmm.
said you probably mix up
Mm-hmm.
players in terms of introducing few people that we don't even know,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, right? Flick might use the same people. We know Yami Yama is going to play if he's not injured.
Yeah.
Fernan Torres will play. Danny Elmo is still going to play.
Yeah.
What's his name?
They need Lewandowski. If he's available, they need
Lewandowski. Yeah.
Lewandowski. Mm-hmm. and Rafinha will play, of course.
Yeah.
Inter will possess the ball more. Even today, he changed the shape of formation after the subs. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like he,
Mm.
and that's one thing. That's one thing. I
But
think
but would that work? Would that work if they possess the ball more? Would that really work?
they don't need to even. They don't need to possess the ball
I
more. I
don't
think
think
the
it will work. Possessing
disadvantage
the
to them.
ball will be at a disadvantage to them.
Work on winning the ball
Let
and
Barca
carrying
have
it
the
forward.
ball. Yeah,
Yeah,
let Barca have
that's
the
all.
ball. You understand? Like make just try to steal it off of them and score.
Mm.
There's no point to possess the ball. And I mean it's nice if you possess the ball and then control the game and manage the game when you're
Yeah,
winning and stuff.
yeah.
But against Barcelona, like it's so hard to possess the ball when you're facing a team that is high press.
You say Daniel was not good today. They neutralized him. His profile.
Hey,
His profile is not
FSG, you're
needed.
cutthroat though. You're cutthroat.
Daniel, what
SSG, you're
happened?
cutthroat. Ah, his profile is
Where
not needed today.
we should call Daniel man. Just telling your profile is not needed.
You're not needed in the next game. Ouch.
Please, no ticket. No,
Where
no.
was
He's not
Olmo?
flying to
I don't
Italy.
feel. I felt like there was a point in time I didn't even see Olmo. I didn't see Olmo.
Who is
The only
Elmo?
time I saw the only time I saw Olmo in
Was
that game
was
was
that one
when
he
he was
was struggling or coming
actually
out?
I was going to say was when he was talking to Lamine Yamal by the throwing line.
Oh
After
yes, yes.
that, I did not see Olmo
And
again. All game.
again, yeah,
Man, they neutralized him for
he was
sure.
in
They
a
neutralized
cage.
him.
Elmo was
Yeah.
in a cage throughout the game.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like Inter, they don't need that possession.
Almost sit back. Wear your seat belt. Inter Milan.
They
Wear
don't
your
need
seat
it.
belt. Double in
Just
Italy.
look for just when you have a counter, try to score or get corner. That's the thing. When you get the counter, try to score, get
That's it.
corner.
That's what they do. And
Do
the
like
thing with
Barca, do like Arsenal with all those their set piece stop and start against Barcelona.
the
You
thing
might
with
win them.
I think the main thing we should comment Inter for is that they don't they don't hold on to possession for possession's sake.
Mm.
Unlike Barcelona,
Man
Guardiola is
City,
obviously the king in that.
of course.
They just want possession. Maresca, the school
Mhm.
of their old school, they are
Even
the ones
Liverpool too sometimes. Liverpool, yes.
just for possession's sake.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do that. Zaghi doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Get the ball, we're moving it forward.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
all he
Mm-hmm.
cares about. Ball, we're moving it forward. So
Yeah, that's true. The second goal, second Dumfries goal, almost was covering Dumfries. He went up scared, and Dumfries scored over him. I know with the kick, right? The way he did that, like that super kick and wiped it. I'm like, damn, Dumfries, relax.
the guy was angered, relax, ke. Eh.
Dumfries, like
He
what's
didn't
going
come,
on?
he didn't come to play. Oh.
Nobody expected. I don't think we expected that type of goal or something.
I
Like
didn't expect that. That
nobody,
was
even the
violent.
keeper did not expect it. That was
I
very like,
was
man.
really
I
took the
think so. Shooting from outside, they have the players that
yeah,
can
yeah,
do it.
they should.
They
I
have the
think
guys that can do it.
yeah, I think that's
You know,
another thing Baka needs to do too. Apart from
that crossing into the box might not work. With the way
nah,
like Inter players are big and strong and
they are
tall,
heavy
crossing into the
duty men.
box might not be the way. I
No.
think outside, outside strike.
I think SSB is done. SSB, what fan are you? Please tell us. Is it my Cowboys? They can't
SSB,
defend. I don't think he. Is it?
my
I don't
days,
think
man.
he knows how. He might have a
I don't think
defensive
he knows
coach.
how.
He
I
might
don't
have
think
a
he knows
defensive
how.
coach.
No, because why have they not fixed this since, right? Why have they not fixed this since? You can't defend corners. I don't think. Yeah, I think it might work against them. Yeah,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good
they
defend
can't.
corners.
Yeah,
We're shouting
Eh,
at Arsenal, they're the corner kings. Well, Inter.
they took a lesson today.
We
I
all we
think
all saw how good Inter
I
was.
think you know what I think. One of the things Hansi Flick should do is one of his tactical session. Just sit the boys down, show how Inter Milan were defending corners. Yami Yamal, there was a corner kick that Yami Yamal was just standing watching. They scored.
Mm.
I don't know if it was the second one. He was standing front of the box that
Mm-hmm.
Rufinha tried to come
Rafinha.
back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rufinha sensed the danger. He came back, but he could not even jump. I don't know. Maybe it's not part of their
But
training.
also,
Jumping.
Lamine was not like 100% today, so
Yeah, true,
could
true.
have been why he was just like hesitating. But the big question is if Yamal can replace performance again. I know. He has to play this way again. He has to play this way again, but it's going to be really difficult to pull this off if he's not like 100%. You know, with all these
Yeah,
injuries and all these things, I don't know if
they
he can
had,
pull it off
they
again.
had,
But to
and
be
they,
honest, if we're being
yeah,
completely honest though,
yeah,
Yamal has been consistent this season. It's really
true,
hard to find a game.
true,
You know, if
true.
we look, even in fact, let's even not just look at the leagues, look at Euros, look at
Yeah,
competitions.
yeah, yeah,
Lamine is a pretty consistent player. So
yeah.
it's very possible. He has that mentality. It's very possible. So we'll see.
Baka, they suffered. They suffered.
Bayern.
Bayern, they suffered. They suffered. I thought they tried all their best to score in time. It was just like a brick wall. Ah,
I
God.
know, right? Oh
They
my
don't
god.
jump into tackles. It's the Inter Milan can really mark you with
They'll
patience.
just they'll just wait. It's like they make
Wait,
everywhere so crowded and so like no space.
and you're confused. Like, where do I go? Where do I go? You
And like,
send the
maybe I
ball
should
back,
cross. Maybe I
recycle
should
it,
cross.
send it back.
No, no chance, man. No chance.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Kunde will
next
miss
one
the
by
game.
SSB. Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Kunde not
crazy.
playing is a miss. If you notice, once he came off, Inter were exposing back as special. Yeah, I said that. I was saying like towards the end of the first half, that
Yeah,
was that was Barca had momentum. Like Inter were just sitting back. They had no chance. They couldn't come out. They
yeah,
couldn't do
yeah,
anything. The
yeah,
play, the interplays and the chemistry between Kunde and Yamal. Kunde receives the ball, passes to Yamal. Kunde receives the ball, maybe it's passing to Pedri. Like that whole
yeah,
interplay that was going on with Kunde. The moment Kunde came off, and also Kunde too is also good defensively too. So the moment he came off,
yeah.
that was it, man. It
True,
just felt
true.
like something was missing. There are some players that you just can't replace in certain roles. It's just they're just hard to replace. And Kunde is one player that is just really good. He's almost like a fullback that can also be very high in attack and just help you, when you're attacking as well. So
Yeah.
he'll be missed. He'll be missed for sure.
Okay, so yep, I think
Yeah. With Kunde not playing, Yamal will have to track back and defend more, in my opinion. That crossed, actually, that crossed my mind. I was
mm,
like, at this point, it almost feels like in order for them to win in Milan, if there's counter, everybody has to draw back. Almost like everybody has to kind of like
would
fall back
Yami Yama drop back?
and support. At this point, you have to. You have to. If Inter are they're attacking you with waves, especially when they
Mm,
have counter, you have like almost six people running.
it's true, true. To cover
You
that
have
space.
six people just running. Yeah, you need more people back. You don't want a 6 against 4.
No, 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 no.
Because it looks sometimes
That's a goal. That's a goal.
the first
Six.
goal that they scored almost felt like six
Yeah,
people against 4.
it was 6 against 4.
The goal that they scored that was ruled out. I mean, the
Yeah,
offside, the offside
yeah.
goal.
It was
It
six
was
against four.
it
It
was
was
it was
six.
like six
Yeah,
six against
yeah,
4. So
yeah.
you don't want six
I
against
want
4.
to be in
You
that
don't want
position.
6 against 4 in
No.
Milan. Like it'd be horrible. Be really, really horrible. But yeah,
Are we? Are
wait,
we? Would we be live tomorrow? Should we do Manu?
we have to be live tomorrow, guys. Guys, we have to. We'll come live tomorrow. We'll come live tomorrow. I was
Yeah.
having a heated debate with a Man U fan today,
That what?
and he was telling me,
They are going to
I'll
win the
say,
Europa.
I'll say this as we're ending the stream, right? For our final thoughts. He was telling me that
Mm,
in the last since 2013 till now,
mm,
which we can deem is Man U's worst era, that
mhm.
Man U they've won just as much trophies as Liverpool, right? And I was
Ah,
like,
he's
yes, you've
he's
won
right.
almost as much trophies, but think about the importance of the trophies.
Trophies.
The
True, true.
importance. Don't tell
Liverpool
me
has
you've
won
won some
Champions League
useless
and
Carabao
Premier
Cup.
League.
You're some useless as Carabao Cup and FA Cup and compare that to. Anyways, we'll have that discussion tomorrow. Let me save my energy for
But
that.
even Liverpool has won Carabao Cup and FA
We've won
Cups.
Carabao, FA, Champions League, Premier
Yeah,
Leagues, two
yeah.
Premier Leagues, right?
Won everything basically. I
Yeah.
think
So,
Liverpool has been better, but let's not. So I think would I think critically Spurs is playing.
mhm.
I'm Posto no clue. We need to support him, right? And our I beg pity my no 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 we're not taking a jibe
I'm
on
not
it,
talking about
Man
you.
U or this, but I have a lot of I have a lot of he say if Tottenham lose
Hold
the
the
club will
club.
fold. Daniel Levy, everybody protect. They have the most expensive ticket, expensive stadium. Their stadium is even better, almost better than the Bernabeu. Still, they can't finish in Champions League. Trophy they cannot win. 50 years. Anyway, let's leave that discussion for tomorrow. We'll see what happens
Tomorrow, you guys, we'll be here
tomorrow.
tomorrow, same
So
time.
tomorrow, we hope we'll not be roasting Tottenham. We hope we'll not be roasting Man U tomorrow. Please
We
let
most
these
likely
two
will
teams,
roast one of them.
let these two teams, let them do well. Those in we don't want to
Oh my
mention
god.
Conference League. Chelsea, my team is there. That's a cup for boys, daycare boys. You get Chelsea are in the daycare league, so we will not be
Oh my
mentioning
days.
conference. We might mention them if they lose. We'll mention them. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
We try
hopefully
not to
we don't
mention
lose
them.
those clubs.
Is it
We'll be
Man U is not a history club, history channel club. I know, right? We won the league under Ferguson. We won the league under during the Ferguson. Guy, where's Ferguson? Guy,
no,
Man U
a
fans,
lot to be
go
said.
away, go
But
away,
I'm
go
just
away.
my prayer is that things go well. I actually
Mhm.
want to see. We'll round up now. I want to see a Spurs Man U final. We didn't even check who are the people playing. Who is Spurs playing with?
Let's see. Let's check really quick.
Before we
Manchester
go,
United is playing who?
I don't know.
Let's see who they are playing tomorrow. They are playing Athletic. Oh, you're not winning that game.
Bilbao.
They're not winning that game.
Who is Man
I
U
don't think
playing?
they are playing Athletic Club. They are that's Bilbao, right? That's Bilbao. Yeah, they're playing Athletic
Yeah,
Bilbao. They're not
Athletic
winning that
Bilbao.
game. They're not winning that game,
That's a
bro.
tough game.
That's a very tough. And
Who
in
is
their
who is
house
Spurs?
too.
Who is Spurs playing?
Let's see who's Tottenham is playing.
Oh
Tottenham, they
God!
are
But
playing.
I want. You know why I
At least
want a Man U? Eh?
I don't know the name of this team. Like Glimt, they're like a
They,
they're like a no-name
they should get
team.
to the
They
final.
should
Yes,
win
they
them. They
should.
should win
Yeah.
them, right?
Like what
I've not been
SSG
following
said.
Europa.
He say
Mhm.
if Tottenham lose, the club will fold the club. Let's just pack up, lock shop. There's no point.
No,
Daniel
us
Levy
calling
lock
it a
shop.
losers final.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. I'm not saying Austin.
Oh
I'm
my
not don't put words on my
days.
mind. I don't want to say losers fine. I don't want to piss Man U fans off,
Yeah,
right?
maybe Man U versus
I,
Spurs. But anyways,
I want a Man U
mhm.
Spurs final. You know
Yeah,
why I
let's
want
see.
Man U Spurs final? The
Why?
winner from there goes to
Hmm.
Champions League.
Who do you want in the Champions League? Spurs or Man U?
No, anybody that wins. If
Fair,
Spurs, I
fair.
even, you know what? I don't know anybody that the better team. You
Hmm.
win, you go to Champions League.
Hmm.
Because these two teams they've suffered this season, right? Not we've roasted them this season, they've suffered, but at the same time, we'll
Hmm.
be here tomorrow to cover
Yeah.
that. So, guys, join us tomorrow. Thanks
Join us
for
tomorrow.
same time tomorrow. We'll be live.
He said none of them should go to Champions League. What's it? Allow them now. At least one of them. At least one
At
of
least
them.
one.
They want to use the
Anyone?
back door. Oh my god. But yeah, you guys, tomorrow, same time, we'll be here. Thank you
Yeah,
guys for
live.
joining. Thank you guys for
Yep.
joining our
Yep.
stream. We'll see you guys
Yep.
tomorrow. All right.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.